Anxiety is not your enemy. It is energy, pure, electric, untamed, misunderstood as danger. Most people spend their lives trying to outrun that current, not realizing it was designed to move through them, not against them. The problem is not anxiety itself, it's our refusal to feel it. Your anxiety exists because your awareness has drifted into a timeline that doesn't exist yet. You are rehearsing futures instead of inhabiting now. Every worry is a movie trailer for something that hasn't premiered. And the cruel irony is that you treat these mental projections as more real than the floor beneath your feet. You negotiate with phantoms while ignoring the single undeniable fact: this moment. The body is always here. The breath always now. Light is entering your eyes, air is entering your lungs. Neurons are firing in quiet devotion to keep you alive. Everything else, the job title, the text you haven't received, the plan for next month, is thought architecture, vapor mistaken for stone. You don't eliminate anxiety by silencing the mind. You dissolve it by seeing through it. Reality is not what you think, it's what you sense. Notice the sound around you right now. The faint hum, the rhythm of your pulse, the texture of air touching skin. That is truth. Everything else is commentary. The human mind learned to predict danger millions of years ago when anticipation meant survival. But in the modern world, that same circuitry runs wild without a predator to hunt. We sit safely on a couch while the nervous system fires like an alarm in an empty building. Anxiety, then, is ancient intelligence misapplied, wisdom running outdated software. Here is the reframe. Your anxiety is evidence of energy available for presence. Beneath every restless heartbeat lies fuel. You can transmute that current into alertness, creativity, focus. The same physiological surge that feeds panic is what a performer calls stage energy, what an athlete calls flow readiness. The difference lies in interpretation, not biology. When you stop calling it panic and start calling it power, the story changes. Fear tightens. Curiosity opens. The body was never wrong. It simply needs permission to express without judgment. Try this. The next time you feel anxious, don't rush to fix it. Sit still. Name what's undeniably real. Breath, body, sound. Feel the flutter in your chest without labeling it bad. Watch the sensations move and mutate. Notice how they rise, peak, and fade, like waves that never last. You've just witnessed the physics of emotion. Every emotion is a wave of biochemical electricity lasting only seconds unless you feed it with thought. It is thinking that chains anxiety to the mind. The thought says, "This means I'm unsafe," and the body believes. Break the thought, and the chain falls. Presence is not stillness without motion, it's stillness inside motion. It is the eye of the storm, the calm that exists even while the wind howls. When you locate that calm once, even briefly, you realize it never left. It was obscured by the noise of resistance. Most people suffer not because they feel anxiety, but because they believe they shouldn't. The secondary pain, "I shouldn't feel this," doubles the weight. But what if nothing's wrong? What if anxiety is simply the body shouting, "You are alive, pay attention"? Aliveness is not supposed to feel gentle. It trembles. It surges. The pulse quickens because life is passing through you at full voltage. The goal is not to calm it, but to channel it. Imagine anxiety as electricity in a circuit. If it meets resistance, it burns. If it's grounded, it lights the world. That grounding is awareness, attention rooted in the present moment. When you bring anxious energy into the body, instead of leaving it trapped in imagination, it becomes usable power. Your nervous system is not broken. It's overeducated in catastrophe. It learned from every heartbreak, every uncertainty, every cultural script that equated tension with failure. Now it overreacts to keep you safe. Thank it, then show it reality. Touch something near you. Solid, tangible. Feel the evidence of now. You are safe enough to breathe. This simple act rewires the brain. Each time you interrupt the mental projection and return to direct experience, neurons that fire for panic weaken, while neurons that fire for presence strengthen. This is not spirituality alone, it's neuroplasticity in motion. You can test this anywhere: washing dishes, walking, waiting at a red light. Bring your attention to the sensory data of the moment. Water on skin, light on metal, breath through nose. In those seconds, anxiety dissolves because it has no future to attach to. Only awareness remains, and awareness has no problem. The mind will rebel. It will insist that thinking harder equals safety. But the truth is that presence threatens the ego's entire economy. Without worry to solve, it feels unemployed, so it fabricates new concerns to justify its own relevance. The trick is to notice this pattern with humor, not hostility. Smile at the voice that says, "You're not doing enough." That voice is just anxiety marketing itself. Eventually you'll see that anxiety isn't the enemy of peace. It's the door to it. The moment you stop resisting the signal, it transforms from noise into music. Let's go deeper. What exactly happens when anxiety strikes? The body releases adrenaline, increases heart rate, dilates pupils, floods muscles with energy. This is evolution's preparation for performance. Yet instead of running or fighting, we sit still, trapped in thoughts, and the energy has nowhere to go. Presence provides the outlet. Channel it physically. Walk. Stretch. Breathe as if your lungs were bellows shaping fire. Motion metabolizes the chemistry that thinking amplifies. You are not calming the body, you are cooperating with it. Then shift perception. Ask yourself, is this sensation dangerous, or is it intensity? Intensity is not harm, it is aliveness. The artist before creation, the leader before speech, the lover before confession, all tremble. The trembling is proof that something real is about to happen. This is the alchemy of fear, energy becoming awareness through acceptance. Anxiety mutates into clarity when it is no longer resisted. What you used to call nervousness becomes alertness, readiness, presence. Imagine walking into a difficult conversation. The old pattern tightens your chest. The new pattern says, "Good, energy is here." You feel the pulse and translate it as focus. The adrenaline that once triggered panic now sharpens perception. You speak from grounded immediacy, not rehearsed defense. People sense it. They feel your steadiness because it's real. This shift doesn't erase human vulnerability, it integrates it. You still experience uncertainty, but it no longer defines you. You can be trembling and wise at the same time. At the deepest level, anxiety reveals our mistaken relationship with time. It exists only when mind projects forward. The present moment contains motion, but never anxiety. Right now, there is only this breath. The storm begins the instant you abandon it for "what if?" Return, and it ends. Silence terrifies many, because it strips away the distractions that hide this realization. In silence, you meet the raw current of being. For those unaccustomed, it feels like falling into an abyss. Stay a moment longer and you'll see it's not an abyss, it's depth. Stillness isn't emptiness. It's space vast enough to hold every storm without collapsing. Practice small silences. Pause between actions, between words, between thoughts. In that micro gap, awareness shines through. The more you rest there, the more anxiety loses authority. You begin to realize that calm was never something to achieve. It was the background of consciousness all along. Anxiety, paradoxically, becomes your teacher. Each surge reminds you where attention wandered. Each unease becomes a bell calling you back. Gratitude begins to replace frustration because you see anxiety not as malfunction, but as feedback. It's the soul's way of saying, "You left the present. Return." There is no need to hunt peace in exotic places. Peace hides in plain sight, in the feeling of breath, in the hum of electricity, in the sound of footsteps on the floor. The ordinary moment you keep overlooking is the sanctuary you've been searching for. Eventually, anxiety transforms from adversary to ally. The same current that once dragged you underwater becomes the wave that carries you. You stop trying to control life and start surfing it. Control is fear wearing a suit. Flow is trust dressed in awareness, and so the practice becomes beautifully simple. Stop fighting your experience, feel everything, resist nothing. When anxiety appears, greet it. Thank it for its message, then breathe it into presence until it melts back into energy. You will discover that underneath every anxious heartbeat is the pulse of the universe itself, alive, awake, utterly neutral, waiting to be used. Anxiety was never the problem. Forgetting your own presence was. Remember now. You were never meant to live in imagined tomorrows. You were meant to live in this eternal today.